little Polaris to kick off our hump day afternoon. It is Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. Hi, I am Peaches. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. We only have 2 pairs of tickets to give away left over for the Testament Overkill and Destruction giveaway. That show is happening March 16th at the Complex in Salt Lake City. Got 2 more riffs. I'll probably do one tomorrow. Maybe today. I mean, who knows? Who knows when I'll just decide to do it. I was laughing a little bit before the show started because everyone's freaking out about that movie Iron Lung with the YouTuber Markiplier, which he seems like an awesome dude. I would love to interview that guy. But it's so funny how people are comparing Markiplier's voice to Howard Jones of Killswitch Engage. I would pull up the audio clip, but I lost it, unfortunately. But which Killswitch Engage song is it again? There's a certain chorus. It might be from This Fire Burns. Might be from that one where Howard does when he clean scenes, he sounds like Markiplier a little bit. And there's that one account where that guy, he'll post songs that he'll post clips of songs that sound like famous characters, and he just says he's ruining it for everybody. But I find that account pretty funny. Anyway, we'll continue with Peach's Pip Party on a very slow news day here in just a few on K-Bear 101. Earlier today, the band Bill Murray, not the actor. I can't believe I have to clarify that just because there was that one time a listener hit me up saying, when you say Bill Murray on the air, do you mean, the guy from Groundhog Day and all those famous movies? I'm like, no, dude, there's a band called Bill Murray, but it's spelled Bilmuri. The band, Bill Murray, just announced their album Kinda Hard coming out at some point in April, which the album cover itself is awesome. Love it. I definitely plan on getting that on vinyl just because of the album cover alone. But also at some point in April 18th to be exact, Slipknot finally announced their long-awaited, I think it's like their missing album. Like it was something that they've had in the vault. Their long-lost album finally coming out called Look Outside Your Window. Comes out April 18th as a Record Store Day exclusive. It says here, Look Outside Your Window is Corey Taylor, Jim Root, Sid Wilson, and Sean Clown Cran, who, in the downtime during recording sessions for Slipknot's 2008 album, All Hope Is Gone, began to freely create songs for themselves, exploring new directions with no outside expectations. So over the years, the existence of this project has seen coverage in outlets, including Vice and a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, there's that whole 10-track album coming out April 18th, but there's only 2,300 copies of it. So, you might want to, or can you pre-order it? There's a whole splatter vinyl. Let's see here. Is there a thing for pre-order? I'm sure it's just coming out that day, and whoever gets it, gets it. Never Tell and Sleep Theory right there break the silence. When both bands came by and visited us last year, I was talking a lot about sneakers with them. And I'm hoping that at least one of the dudes in either Never Tell or Sleep Theory got the chance to cop a pair of these sneakers that Costco quietly dropped last Friday. I saw a few different videos online. My friend Randy somehow was able to get a pair of these things. The Kirkland Signature Nike SB Dunk Low Pro QS. What a mouthful. Kirkland Signature X Nike SB Dunk Low Pro QS. It's inspired by a gray sweatshirt featuring Kirkland logos, has a tag that reads Nike Skateboarding Dunk Low Pro. There's even a hidden hot dog graphic under the insole. They retailed for $135 at select Costco locations in bigger cities, like in New York, Oregon, California, Washington. Shoppers lined up immediately. The reels that I saw, people were running over to the pile of shoe boxes there within hours. I mean, pairs flooded resale sites like StockX and eBay, going from the $135 retail price to anywhere between $400 to over $1,000. It sucks as a sneaker collector because I first of all, I have no money because, I'm in radio as well. It's kind of awful that I decided to choose radio as my career and be a sneaker collector because you'll never be able to afford actually any pairs of shoes. But also when you're my size, you need size 16 and stores never carry your size. Never. The size they stop at is like 13. Sometimes you'll go to Ross, for example, and you'll see the 13 and up section. It's kind of like the whatever they have for us big freaks they'll put out there, but usually it's like it's football cleats. They'll have like a random size 20. Everything's mostly 13. they'll have maybe 117, but never actually anything my size. And it sucks. It sucks being a freak. I was going to include this in the Shot Clock Sports Update, but since it's Super Bowl, it's the week leading up to the Super Bowl. I'm sure the Shot Clock Sports Update, again, once I take a look at what's in the sports report here, it's just all going to be Super Bowl news, possibly some Olympic news in there as well. The Chicago White Sox, the general manager, Chris Getz, confirmed that to accommodate their new Japanese slugger, Munetaka Murakami, he did say, hey, you know what? We're going to install bidets in the clubhouse just for that one new Japanese player. And some other outlet out there said, you know what? If the Phillies are serious about landing star Japanese players, they should add bidets to the clubhouse as well. There's a lot of great players over in Japan when it comes to baseball. I believe Shohei Ohtani, he's the biggest player. I was about to say he's the guy that started it all, but then I completely forgot about Ichiro Suzuki, one of the best hitters of all time. Not necessarily a power hitter, but just a guy who could hit the ball. Played for 28 seasons. He's 52, and it still looks like he can play. Shout out Ichiro, man. He had one of the coolest batting stances. I remember seeing it for the first time when I played MLB. I think it was, I don't know what year it was. Could have been a long time ago, knowing how long Ichiro played, but it was one of the baseball video games. I remember hitting as him for the first time and just seeing that awkward run after he swings. It looked funny, but at the same time, if it got him hits, he's a Hall of Famer, that's for sure. Let's play some Papa Roach. Here's their newest one, Wake Up Calling on K-Bear 101. As I mentioned, this Shot Clock Sports Update is going to be mostly about the Super Bowl happening this Sunday. There's really no need to watch the Patriots and Seahawks in the game because apparently we already know who's going to win. Charlotte the Tarantula at Brookfield Zoo, Chicago, locked in her prediction for Super Bowl 60, chose the Seahawks. Charlotte is chosen. Sorry, Patriots fans, you have no shot. I believe there's one guy in the building that is now repping. I've never seen him wear it before until like last week. He's now repping a Seahawks sweatshirt. And I'm thinking, did he buy that after they got confirmed for the big game? Who knows? Fanatics is apologizing to customers this week after the surprise Super Bowl 2026 matchup between the Patriots and Seahawks caught the jersey and memorabilia company unprepared because both teams were missing from last year's playoffs. Fanatics didn't have a bunch of stuff stocked up in inventory. Demand for Patriots and Seahawks gear skyrocketed, like I just talked about with, the guy here in the building is all of a sudden wearing a Seahawks sweatshirt, skyrocketed by a massive 400%. And Fanatics hasn't been able to deliver. While the company apologized for the shortage, they're also playing defense against the viral #InFanatics hashtag, where customers have been trashing the quality of the alternate jerseys being sold as placeholders. For only the third time in Super Bowl history, both head coaches share the same first name, with Mike Vrabel of the Patriots facing off against Mike McDonald of the Seahawks. The other two games with matching names also featured dudes named Mike. Super Bowl 32 had Shanahan and Holmgren, and Super Bowl 45 was McCarthy versus Tomlin. Now, some more pro football news that's not necessarily about the Super Bowl. NFL Hall of Fame voters apparently have a long memory when it comes to Spygate and Deflategate. Not only did former Patriots coach Bill Belichick not make the cut in his first year on the ballot, Patriots owner Robert Kraft also didn't make the cut in his first year as a finalist. The Hall of Fame class will be revealed on Thursday. One last thing here. I know this has been a long one today. The Winter Olympics actually get underway today in Milan, Italy, with mixed doubles curling 2 days before the opening ceremony. And one men's skating competitor will be spending today and the next week having to alter his routines due to the minions. Now, I briefly mentioned this on the show yesterday. This Spanish figure skater, I don't know how to say his name. I don't want to butcher it. His name's Tomas. I know how to say that. He has been using a Minions music mix and wearing a yellow t-shirt and blue overalls throughout the season. But Universal Pictures, which owns the Minions franchise, told the skater he cannot use the music for the Olympics. Tomas says, "To my fans, I wish I had better news, but I am deeply grateful for your support this season. I promise to go out on the ice, giving everything I've got, present shows that both you and I can be proud of. No minions for Tomas. That does it for today's Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Dubai has way too much money. People are just now discovering on TikTok that these islands exist. Dubai is forming these man-made islands off like the northern coast of Dubai, where they're just trying. I think they're naming these after different U.S. states and other countries here in the world, here on this planet. There's a whole island called Utah, and somebody on TikTok was like, "Wait, am I living in the wrong Utah?" and zoomed over to that on Google Maps, and people in the comments were like, "Wait, why have I never heard about this?" Yeah, I've only known about it because I think I was watching some sort of Yes Theory video maybe, or something along the lines of that. And yeah, there's like over 300 of these tiny little islands off the coast. And I think they're supposed to be like pretty like soon to be vacation spots, but they're not going to be done until like the 2030s, maybe. Again, Dubai, way too much money. And I've always seen Dubai pop up on those lists of places that people think are like paradise, but then you actually get there and, well, it's not necessarily all that great. I don't know. I've never been. Do I plan on it? Not really. Let's play some Royal Bliss by my side. K-Bear 101, just a reminder that tomorrow on February 5th, obviously tomorrow is February 5th, at noon, the Greater Idaho Falls Police Foundation, they're going to host their annual Law Enforcement Appreciation Luncheon at Melaleuca headquarters in Idaho Falls. You can join community leaders and local businesses. They'll recognize outstanding service and leadership from IFPD, Bonneville County Sheriff's Office, and the Idaho State Police. If you want more details and also ticket information, you can just simply go to ifpolicefoundation.org. Again, all the proceeds will benefit the Greater Idaho Falls Police Foundation. The link, once again, ifpolicefoundation.org. Square Hammer from Ghost, which reminds me, Star from down the hallway, she was showing me this video of millennial metalheads realizing how old they're actually getting. Millennial rock fans as well. We always talk about, like, what is the definition of classic rock? I mean, obviously, when I say classic rock, you think of what every classic rock radio station is playing, like Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Metallica, Aerosmith, etc. But honestly, classic rock now is Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, Foo Fighters, like some of their old stuff, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Green Day, Linkin Park, Creed, Nickelback, even so. It's kind of like what we're playing on Alt 101. That's essentially the classic rock channel. Well, we also have Cannonball, which goes back even further, like 45, 50 years ago, maybe even earlier than that. But I'm just saying Alt 101, our HD2 music channel, plays all of that, what is now considered dad rock. Slipknot, the same way. I know it's hard to hear for people in their 40s, but it's true. Download the Alt 101 app, by the way, if you want to relive your teenage years, all right? All right, let's do some Return to Dust board. Yesterday, I was talking about the whole possible return of Ozfest potentially in 2027, and there were so many people that were like, as long as it's heavy, I'll be happy. Like, okay, sure, buddy, they're going to cater to you. I mean, obviously, with what's happened in recent events, Youngblood and Post Malone are definitely going to be a part of it, and now this just cemented my prediction that those two will be a part of it. Sharon said that she was talking to Live Nation about resurrecting the festival, and that she said, and I quote, "I would like to mix up the genres. I can guarantee you, Travis Scott," well, maybe not him. Isn't he in like legal trouble or something? Travis Scott, maybe, because he did that whole song with Ozzy too. Don't you think that you're better now, that whole song? Which I don't think we have in the library just because it was predominantly hip hop as well. And yeah, that whole thing. But still, I think Jelly Roll might be a part of it, and sure enough, people are going to be upset, just like how they always are when they overanalyze concerts. It's so funny. Even with the Motionless in White tour, I saw a few people comment like, well, get rid of Motionless in White and it'd be a great tour. You feel better after that comment? I'm sure you don't. Let's do some Windwalkers. It's Peach's Pit Party with Hereditary. The NBA teams, I should say, have been making a whole bunch of different trades. I saw Chris Paul. He's now a part of the Toronto Raptors. I saw a whole bunch of players went over to the Washington Wizards. The Mavericks also got a whole bunch of players with picks as well. Is the trade deadline coming up? I'm assuming that's the case with all these trades happening and rosters are changing up. And I was just thinking, these players have a lot of money for the most part. But could you imagine you're on, like, let's say the Lakers, Golden State Warriors, maybe you're on like the Miami Heat. You're in like a popular place where there's a whole lot of money, a whole lot of things to do, and then you get traded to the Detroit Pistons out of all teams, the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, as a player, do you live in Cleveland, as stupid as that sounds? Like, if you were a part of the Cleveland Cavaliers, do you just maybe live in the ritziest part of Cleveland, I'm assuming? I've never been to Cleveland. I just wouldn't think it would be fun. All right? My grandpa was from there. I never asked him about it. I barely knew he was from there until, like, I think right around the time he died, my mom told me that he was from Cleveland. And, yeah, my grandpa, weird dude. So never really got the chance to get along with him. It was just like that guy that was taking up space in the lower portion of my parents' house. And then once he did pass away, it was like, okay, cool. Now we can update this bedroom in the family room type thing. But it's one of those weird things. Like, I was just thinking about that recently, and it's funny with these NBA trades. I was thinking, man, imagine going from a very popular, maybe like the Boston Celtics. You go from a big city, the New York Knicks, but then you have to go to like Charlotte, North Carolina, and be a part of the Hornets. I love how silly the internet can get sometimes. There's a subreddit out there that reads r/Super Bowl, but you won't find any football talk because if you actually look at it with those two words together, it also says superb owl. And yeah, there's just a lot of pictures of owls in that subreddit. That's literally it. Just some superb owl photos on there for you to check out. There's a reel I saw yesterday where this guy just walked into Domino's Pizza, kept saying it was his first day. They believed him. I watched the whole thing on those because he was wearing those Meta Ray-Ban glasses. He walked up to the manager, said it was his first day, and the guy was like, "Did Bree hire you?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. Yeah, Bree definitely hired me." And then they gave him a uniform. He made one pizza, and he walked out the door. Like, he just cooked the pizza for himself, got it for free, obviously, and walked out. I'm sure he'll get in massive trouble because there's cameras in there and all of that. But this North Carolina man did something similar. He broke into a Little Caesars after business hours, wasn't on time, didn't pretend to be a worker or anything like that. He just went in there when it was closed, cooked pizzas, sold them to customers, and then pocketed the money. Did he just turn all the lights on? Did he know where everything was? Was it very obvious? Was it pretty easy to actually kind of go through that whole process? I mean, to put on the whole uniform, that means he had to go back there, dig up some sort of like, name tag maybe. I mean, surely he wasn't just in his generic clothes. That'd be too obvious, right? Like, he had to dress the part, do that whole thing. Well, a day after the first break-in, he tried to do it again, only this time there were employees present, and they tried to stop him from entering. The situation got physical. The dude ended up in the hospital before being arrested, taken to jail. I guess he's got beat up pretty badly. He faces a list of charges as well, multiple felonies for breaking and entering, larceny, obtaining property by false pretenses. I like how stupid this headline is, too. Little Caesars, big thief. Anyway, that's today's What the Headline right here on K-Bear 101. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.